It is 2023 and I am so excited to see what we have in store for this year of board gaming. Hello and welcome to Nelson All Over. My name is Nelson and today we're talking about my board game resolutions for the year 2023. Now, each year I kind of have goals that I like to set for myself to try and play more games, play specific games more times. And sometimes I formalize it in like a 5x5 grid, which is a system where you pick 5 different games and you play them each 5 times. Or I've tried to play every game in my collection, but I'm going to codify a little bit more, do a video, talk about my 3 resolutions this year for board gaming, and then we'll do some recaps throughout the year on how those are actually going. If you have any board game resolutions, let me know in the comments. It'd be really fun to kind of see what other people have come up with, what they're looking forward to in 2023, and I'd love to chat about those with you. I have 3 different resolutions, and they're all kind of slightly different, but all kind of talk about playing games, right? So they're all games. And the first one talks about my shelf of shame or my shelf of opportunity, basically my unplayed games. Now, I want to say I will get all of the games off of my shelf of opportunity this year. Probably not going to happen, let's be honest. So my resolution in 2023 is that every single month, the number of games on my shelf of shame should decrease. So if I have 10 games, which is a underestimate right now, I have a pretty good number of shelf of shame games, and we may talk about that in a future video. But if I have 10 games, at the end of January, my number of games unplayed in my collection should be 9. Now, this is a little bit different than playing one game off of my shelf of shame every single month, because this includes new acquisitions as well. So if I buy 2 games in January, I then need to play 3 games to make that set total number decrease. And so this is kind of helping me chip away, and also may pump the brakes a little bit on me buying or acquiring new games so I can help get those numbers down. I've gotten to the point where I have a significant amount of games on my shelf of opportunity, or games that I still need to play, and I'm just hoping that this helps me, get that cadence, set that cadence, start to get those whittled down off of my shelf of opportunity so I can experience new and fun games. I am not going to be able to do that without playing a lot of games, which kind of leads me into my resolution number 2, and that is that I want to have played 400 games in 2023. Not 400 different games, I just want 400 plays of board games in 2023. I think this may actually be a little bit of an undershoot, but we'll see. Typically on a normal week with just Marvel Champions, Lord of the Rings, and Arkham, I'm typically 5 games a week minimum. So that puts me at like 260-ish plays of just those, and so I'm thinking that 400 is probably a undersell, so I'm excited to see how many I can actually get. I didn't do a great job of tracking this last year in 2022, and I was right around 400, and so I want to shoot for about 400. We'll probably, fingers crossed, go way above that, but we'll see how many games I get to play, and I would be interested to see how many games I play outside of the LCG trilogy as well. And so we'll see how that goes. But with, me doing this full time now, me being able to dedicate some more time to playing games, I'm hoping that we can crush this number, hit this one out of the park, and go for maybe even 500. It'd be cool to see 500, but let's go 400, just because that is averaging over a game played every single day. And then finally, my last resolution of 2023 kind of goes into the idea of I want to play a couple of games a lot, kind of get into and sink my teeth into a few games. I do this already with like the trilogy, the LCGs. So, and it's kind of wrapped up in the H index. Now, we've talked about the H index a little bit on this channel before, but it's a really cool indicator to kind of show you how many games you're playing at a deep level. So let's see if I can describe the H index in an effective way. It is how many games you've played that many times. Now, that's a little confusing, but the best way that I found to explain it to people is by giving an example. So if I have played 5 games 5 times, my H index is 5. If I've played 6 games 5 times, my H index is still 5, because it's kind of like it's a linear graph. So the idea is how many games are you playing X amount of times. So my H index goal for 2023 is 10. Now that's going to be 10 games that I played 10 different times. There are a couple of games that I think, it's going to be really easy to get to an H index of 4 or 5. It's really when you start pushing that bounds of those higher numbers, because not only do you have to play a lot of games, you have to play those games a significant number of times. So just looking back at the last couple of years where I have been tracking my games, 2022 I was at 9, 21 I was at 8, and then last year I was at 7, I think. And so I do have, this would be a new record for me. My highest that I have tracked so far is 9, and that's in 2022 in the middle of the pandemic. And so this is probably going to be the one. Actually, no, the Shelf of Shame one is going to be pretty tough to get. I think we'll see actually how many I get in there, but the H index I think is going to be something that I really do need to work at, because I have a tendency to fall back into playing the exact same games multiple times, which is needed, but I'm going to have to expand and push the boundaries of what those games are in order to get that H index of 10. So we'll see how that goes. I am planning on talking about these throughout the year when we're just kind of chatting and talking about different games and what's going on, to kind of keep an update of where I'm at with these resolutions. I don't want it to be something that I talk about like I did this last year with Board Ventures. I talked about it, and I had all these great resolutions, and then I just never brought it up again, and we never revisited it. So I'm gonna hopefully talk about it, and maybe we can hold ourselves accountable to some of these resolutions. And I'm excited to see if I can hit these 3. Do you have any resolutions? Let me know in the comments. Let's see if we can get a dialogue going to see what your resolutions are, because I know there are some people out there with some really crazy or really creative board game resolutions. I'm excited to hear what you have to think. So that's the first video of 2023. It's a little bit of a shorter one. I just wanted to kind of get the ball rolling, and I'm really excited to see where the channel goes, look at content, and then create some more stuff in 2023. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a fantastic first week of the year, and I'll see you around. Peace.